Apart from editing just skin, there's more that you can do with frequency separation in our editing workflows. In this particular video, I'm going to be sharing 4 more things that you can use FS to do as you do your photo editing task even without doing frequency separation on the skin of your subjects, because sometimes FS can be used on even on images that do not have human subjects and do not have skin. So that's why I'm saying FS is not limited to skin work only. You can do a bit more with FS. And this particular video, I'm going to share 4 more things you can do with frequency separation, and some of them you have to separate, some of them you do not have to separate, but you're going to be making use of the tools and the techniques that you learned in frequency separation. So without further ado, let's do this. The first one is cleaning backdrops. So for example, if you're a studio photographer, now and then you might take photos using different backdrops, and courtesy of the size you might do or wear and tear, or maybe patches here and there, you might need to do a bit of polishing on the backdrops after taking your photos as you're going to be editing them. So sometimes part of the everyday workflow that we do to portraits and retouching them is fixing the backdrop. Okay, and one of the easiest ways to fix the backdrop, as long as it is mostly a plain colored one, is going to be using frequency separation. So with me here, I have a photo, and I'm going to do a phase on this particular photo using the radius for the half body photo. I'm going to press Ctrl and F2, and I'm going to quickly get FS done for me, and I'm going to take the mixer brush like that. So then I'm going to, instead of now mixing on the subject, I'm going to mix on the background like this. And like you can observe, all the folds, the creases that I had on my background, okay, are gone already. It is that easy and that fast. So I'm using the mixer brush tool, and I've done my separation too. So I'm mixing on the color copy layer. Okay, you see, I'm mixing on the color copy layer, and that way I'm able to smoothen and get my backdrops looking very, very, very smooth in a very short time and in a very minimal effort. So this is what I used to do when I used to run a studio. A lot of people used to think that I own seamless paper. No, I've never owned seamless paper. This is a fabric, and a fabric is going to have folds now and then, and one of the easiest way to sort those folds is using frequency separation. And now, like you can see over there, I'm going to turn off the FS group. Like you can see, look at the background, looks nice. Yes, so that's one of the other uses of FS. You can use FS to clean your backdrop. Then on top of just cleaning your backdrops and your backgrounds, FS can also clean any other kind of surface. And just to demonstrate how much this can be helpful, I have another photo here that I'm going to use FS to clean this tire. So this was my part of my studio props down in the when I used to have a studio, and you can see this tire has some cleaning to do, especially on the side where the paint was either dirty or cracking off. Okay, so I'm going to do my frequency separation. I'm going to use the radius for full body photos. I'm going to press Ctrl Shift and F2. It's going to do FS for me, and I'm going to go number 1, mix the color layer. So I'm going to take the mixer brush tool, B, like that, and I'm going to change the size, and I'm going to mix away the black patches that you can see. You see, I'm mixing away the black patches first, like that, like that, like that, like that. I may not correct the whole tire because of time, but I'm just demonstrating what you can do with frequency separation. So you can see in about a minute I've been able to get part of that tire looking nicely. I'm using the mixer brush, and I'm mixing in the shape of the tire. Like we said, we mix with the dimension of the face. I'm mixing in the shape of the tire. And so after mixing the color just enough, I can now bring back my texture, and I'm going to take the clone stamp tool, and that is S, and I'm going to reduce the size, and I'm going to start cloning away the remaining texture problems. Okay, and now, like you can see, just a few clicks and our tire is looking nice. True. So this is another thing that you can do with frequency separation. Actually, I learned this sometime in 2019. I'd taken a billboard for a given agency, and the car that we had used had some dents on the wall. on the doors, sorry, and I had to clean those particular dents, and that is when I tried out using FS to clean the surface, and it worked out just fine. So like you can see, that is before frequency separation, and that is after frequency separation. And this can even work even on this wall. Supposing this your real estate project, you can turn off the texture, pick the color, then pick the mixer brush tool, bring it down here like that, like that. Like you can see what is happening. The color is getting good. After that, even down here, you can still use FS. So for those that do real estate and you want to get that perfect polish, maybe you're shooting a house for a billboard, you can use this to get then select the texture copy, then clone stamp S, then clone and stamp away the imperfections, and look at that. That is the power FS. So down here, same like that, and you can see what FS can do. That is the second use of FS, cleaning any kind of surface for you, from your walls to your tires to your fabrics to your clothes, anything that needs cleaning, you can do that using frequency separation. Then the other use of FS is, of course, sharpening photos. And when we said once you do FS and you turn off the color layer, you're going to get an extremely sharp image, and now you can adjust the opacity of that texture layer to give you back to give you a sharper image. So let me separate this image. Is a close-up photo. I'm going to use the action for the close-up photo, shift and F2. I'm going to show you guys how to create actions in part of the remaining video. So you're going to be doing this shift and control and F2 thing also sometime soon. So I have my separation done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring back my texture and turn off my color layer. And so when that happens, you can see I have an extremely sharp image. And now if I pick the texture layer and reduce the opacity down considerably, I can end up with a photo that has a bit more sharpness than I had originally. So that is the image with that is the texture layer with that opacity of 24%. And if I turn it off and on, you can appreciate there's it's adding a given amount of sharpness to the image. So what I've done is I've done my separation using the right radius, then I've turned off my color layers, just remaining with the texture. I've put on an extremely sharp image, then I've taken down the opacity of the texture layer to around 20-25% until where it looks a bit natural and okay. So in case you need to salvage your not a totally out of focus photo, but a photo that maybe you feel could be a bit sharper, you can use this particular technique. So do your separation using the right radius, then turn off your color layers, then adjust the opacity of the texture layer to match what you need. That is before sharpening and that is after sharpening. And let me just zoom in a bit just to bring it home. That is after sharpening, that is before sharpening. I hope you can get to appreciate. Then after that, the last use of FS is boosting dimensions. And using the same image I've been working with, I have the original edit I made on this particular image. So this edit was done 7 or 6 years ago. So that is before editing, and this is after editing. And you can appreciate in the edited photo, maybe look at places like the cheekbones, look at the nose, look at the forehead, look at the at the light fall off on the top of our head. You're going to appreciate that in the edited photo we have a bit more dimensions. Okay, you can feel the nose is a bit sharper. There's a better shadow here, highlight here, and we have more dimensions in the edited photo than you have in the original photo. So this is the same kind of effect that you need to do dodge and burn. You need to create using dodge and burn, but by using frequency separation, you can also get that benefit of boosting the dimensions of your images by mixing nicely and mixing to color properties, to body anatomy, and to light properties, and also to makeup. Okay, those are the 4 extra uses of frequency separation, and I hope you can now be in a position to use FS for more than just skin editing, because you can clean backdrops, you can clean all kinds of surfaces, you can sharpen your photos using FS, and lastly, you can boost the dimensions of your portraits and your photos using frequency separation. That is the end of this particular video. See you guys in the next one. The name is Simon Chege.